Hey everyone, just real quick, we're going to go over the rules of Pocket Universe and explain very briefly how you can play the game. Now, if you have the print and play files, you know you've got 3 different boards that you can choose from, and you can choose to have all 3 of those boards laid out if you want, or you can just lay one out. The only difference in the game would be that you would take these 3 boards and, let's say you played this one first. Once you determined who won this round, then they could claim that board as a counter. But if you're playing just one, if you've got one in your pocket that you keep one in your wallet or something like that, you'll just have the one board, and that's all you need to play is this one board with the 5 spaces on it, and then 10 of one type of coin and 10 of another type of coin. We recommend pennies and dimes if you're using US currency, but any kind of coins are usable. We recommend using different colors so that it's easy to determine which team you are, but basically you're playing as either heads or tails. And for the purposes of this tutorial, we're going to make pennies heads and we're going to make dimes tails. Now, heads goes first, and what you want to do here is you want to either flip or shake these coins and see what you match. Now, in this instance, I matched 2 heads, so I'd be able to place 2 on the board. But if I'd matched 1, I'd be able to place 1 on the board. And if I'd matched none, I wouldn't be able to place anything on the board. Now, let's go ahead and do a couple rounds, and we'll explain kind of how they work when you've got a few things on the board. But let's roll these and see. Okay, matched nothing, so place nothing. And dimes would go. And matched 1 because they're playing tails, so they can place 1 on the board. Now it'd be pennies' turns again. And this time, pennies match both heads. Now, at this point, because there's a double match, you as the player have the option to either place 2 on the board, or you can actually make your opponent remove one of theirs if you want to. What we're going to do right now is go ahead and place 1 here and 1 there, and then we'll let dimes take another roll at it. Oh, and they matched nothing because they're tails. So that means that on this turn, they actually have to remove one of their coins. They'd be able to choose which one, because they only had 1 on the board. That's the one they have to remove. We'll see here, we've got 1 match for the penny side of things as well. Copper and silver, I guess, might be better to call them. We've got 1 silver match here. Now, you'll notice that there's only 5 spaces, and there's 3 coins that copper has a control of right now. And the way that you control these different spaces, these are different sectors of this little pocket universe, and you control them by being the top item on that space. So what the copper team is going to choose to do now is take one of these away from what the silver team is going to choose to do is take one of those away from the copper team so that they can slowly build to locking these in. Now what happens is, right now we've got 2 on this particular space. But when the 4th coin is placed on this space, that will be locked for whoever has placed that top 4th coin, unless they're required to remove one of their coins, either by not matching or by the other side matching 2 and forcing a removal. But now it's Copper's side, Copper's turn one more time. So we'll see what we match. And a double match again. Now this is something too, where once you match 2, you can place these 2 wherever you want. So Copper can place 2 on this space, and that space is now locked in. And even if they're forced to remove one of those coins, it will still be a point for Copper because they placed 2 on it. So silver will go, and silver matches 1. Place it there to try to take a little space. And copper goes and matches 1. So you can see the game goes back and forth over time. And you can see here as we get closer to the end of the game, the copper team only has 1 coin left, and they have to match that one. So they have to hit heads to not have to remove something. And in this case, didn't happen. We've got a tails. So now copper has to remove 1 item, and where earlier in the game they played a double on this particular space, that saves them where they can remove 1 and then still have control of that space and not have to give control over to the silver team. But silver, which is playing tails, will now roll. And matches 1, which they can then place here and now claim that particular space. So play will continue until one team runs out of coins. And you can see here copper just did it and will take the game. And that is basically how you play Pocket Universe. So if you have any questions, just hit us up. You can reply directly to the Print and Play mailing list, or you can find us at playgrimgames@gmail.com. Thanks.